Welcome to another episode, everyone. Jap5 from 107 Hoover says that the shooters in the hood are the lowest form of a street soldier. That's deep. Check this out. A shooter is the lowest form because they can't bail out. The shooters in the hood think that they are the best, that they are the riders, the toughest, and they should get all the love and respect because they putting in work for the hood. They're the shooters. But really, when you think about it, they are at the bottom of the totem pole, the shooters. Stop shooting.
Yeah, I just feel the whole game is rigged, man. I feel like it's not designed for you to win.
Yeah,
you got these street rules that I feel really benefit the guys on top. Like they say you shouldn't snitch, but most times that's the dudes at the top trying to protect themselves and letting all the little homies go to prison for shit that they're doing. Because let's say, you don't snitch, you get out, what's the prize? It's not like they really take care of you in prison. It's not like you get out and there's a house waiting for you and a car and so forth. And a lot of these rules, man, it makes sense and it doesn't make sense. And it's hypocritical in a lot of ways. And people end up losing their entire lives in a split second. One bad decision, you get angry, you do something, girls are involved. A lot of times you're high, you're not thinking properly. I've interviewed so many guys in this situation over the years.
Yeah.
And there's never I'm proud of what I did and I want my kids to do the exact same thing that I did. It's always like, damn, like now that I know better, I feel crazy that I even went down this road.
I feel like it's more so just stemmed off of like generational curse. Like, like it's like, how do you expect somebody to teach somebody that don't know nothing? It's like, how do you expect the blind to lead people?
Yeah.
It's like when it come down to it, like I can't blame my dad for raising me the way that he raised me when he was raised the way that he was raised. It's like, as time start to transpire, you got to understand that it's like, you can't blame the people that come from where you come from because it's like they come from the same place you come from. So it took me myself to educate myself and really realize that what I was doing is wrong. And it made me also want to step forward, like as far as like changing my community and just impacting the life of all the youngins that look up to me and just letting them know like there's different ways to do it. Like you don't got to be a shooter to be from your gang. Like I learned that from me doing time. Like you said, they used to call me Infant Jap the Shooter. Like that's what I was. I was known as the shooter. But then also I learned over time that a shooter is the lowest form of a street nigga. Like that's the lowest form. It's like you got people with the money, with power that could tell you to go do something.
Yeah,
you
no
go
one
do
wants to be the shooter.
Yeah.
They always want someone else to do it for you.
It's broken now, but that's what's so glorified. The shooters is glorified now. So it's like when people realize that you're the shooter and that being a shooter is glorified, everybody want to be a shooter now. As rappers rap about it, everything is about being a shooter. But like I said, the shooter is the lowest form of a street soldier. And it's like a shooter is a pawn. Because you gonna go to jail, ain't nobody gonna bail you out, ain't nobody gonna put money on your books. And most of the shooters I know, honestly, can't bail out for a shooting.
Isn't that the truth? You can't bail out for a shooting. And not only that, once you get into jail, into the county jail, you can't fight. You don't know how to fight. Because you've been out here shooting the whole time. You're a shooter. So you get in there, you don't know how to fight. You're not a squabbler. You're not a fighter. That's not what you're known for. You're known for being a shooter. So then you get in there and you don't have a gun. Even if you have a knife, that's different than a gun. You don't have a gun and you don't know how to conduct yourself without your little blicky. No. And indeed, they are the worst form. They're the lowest form because as Jap just alluded to, you go in there, you can't even bail out. Nobody's about to bail you out. You can't bail out. But you're needed and wanted in the hood. You're the shooter. You're the one holding the hood down. But once you go to prison, go to jail, no one is going to come for you. Life is just going to go on. It's not worth it. If you're going to still be from your gang, I would say that you should not. But if you're going to be, then you don't have to be a shooter. You can put the weapon down. As I said, if we stop killing each other, if all of us blacks just put the weapons down, you can still rep your hood if you're just hell-bent on doing that, but put the weapons down and things will change in our community overnight for the better, in a positive way. Our lives and our children's lives will change immediately. Literally immediately, if we can just come together, come to an agreement that we're going to put the weapons down. That's it. We're not going to use weapons against one another and take each other's lives over what we now know to be absolute nonsense. Complete nonsense. No way. Street shooters from your gang, put the weapons down. Because when you get locked up, the big homies, they're not coming for you. They don't care. They're going to leave you in there, and you're going to be in there chilling with the same dude that you was just out on the street shooting. You went to prison for shooting this dude, but now you're in the cell with him when you get in prison. It makes no sense. You just gave up your life for nothing then. For a so-called a so-called enemy, but he's not your enemy apparently because you're in the cell with him. No, we have to do better.
Like if you
That's
can't,
crazy.
I'm
All
not
the
catching
shooters
no.
you know can't bail out for their own shooting.
Yeah, like it's like the scammers and all that that's getting money, they could bail out for whatever they want to, but they not out there shooting. It's like the shooters is usually like the dudes that can't bail out.
I mean, I've always heard stories of, for example, a lot of New Orleans dudes were talking about how much they would get paid and so forth. Was there actual paid shootings during your time? Were people actually putting money, or is it just like, yo, it's on site, this is what we do anyways?
Nah, it was just living life, like, you know, like I said, just rules of the game.
So you guys aren't even getting paid for this shit?
Hell no.
So it's not like there's a ticket associated with this particular act?
Nah.
So you're taking all the risk and you get none of the reward?
Handshakes and hugs.
Handshakes and hugs. Wow. Well, you know, my condolences to your dad. Snoop Dogg actually said R.I.P. in the comments. There's a dude that kind of broke down the story.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether Snoop and your dad knew each other, but he paid his condolences.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. Did you know about that?
Nah, hell no. That's dope, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg for
shout
that.
out to-
Yeah. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's, you know, it's real simple. I believe he's correct. Dispute it if possible, but the shooters are indeed the lowest form of a street soldier because they get in jail and they can't even get out of jail. Like he said, you know, people who are dealing with credit card fraud and all this, I don't encourage you to do any of this stuff. But they got some sort of money to get out of jail when they go to jail. He said you get hugs and kisses, hugs and handshakes. Good job. That's all you're getting, hugs and handshakes. Good job. No, not a good job. You just did something to another brother, injured him or killed him for nothing, and possibly, more than likely, just ruin your life on top of it. It's not worth it. That's the bottom line. But this is how you talk. This is how you speak. An intelligent individual. This is how you do an interview. As far as I'm concerned, I prefer this sort of vernacular. He's someone talking about helping out the community and trying to tell the youngins, as he said, that to put the guns down, that you don't have to be a shooter. Instead of out here talking about how you're destructive and play ball and you're about to be shooting everybody playing ball. Instead of talking like that, encouraging these young dudes to play ball with you and pick up guns and be tough on the internet, he's saying that that's the dumbest thing you can do, that it's the lowest form of a street soldier, and that he's telling these individuals to put those guns down. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I prefer that, man. Speak to these young dudes about putting these weapons down. Let's not glorify it and make it seem like it's the thing to do in 2026. No, that's over with. That's done. Shout out, Vlad TV and Jap. Let me know what you think in the comments. I happen to agree. Put the weapons down, people. We can do better. Stay safe and stay free, people.